12 million people around the world are currently infected with leishmaniasis disease. Sudan is the largest and one of the most diverse countries in Africa, where leishmaniasis mortality rates have been as high as 30%.
This is one of the major health diseases in Sudan. About 500,000 people die annually from visceral leishmaniasis, and about 350 million people at risk of acquiring the disease.
Like malaria, leishmaniasis is a parasitic protozoa and exists all over the world, causing infection and disfigurement to fatality if left untreated. Although a great deal is known about the disease, no preventative measures have been successful. Hiba is researching the genetic factors and the susceptibility to leishmaniasis disease, as well as being a mentor for other students in Africa.
I am Hiba Mohamed. I'm assistant professor in Department of Molecular Biology, Institute of Endemic Disease. I'm doing teaching and research.
We are concerned with the association between genetic diversity of human population in the Sudan and disease, and why in some populations you see disease more disease than other populations.
I knew Hiba since 1996, when she came here to the institute to work on leishmaniasis for her master's degree. So she chose a subject which was important to her because in the village where he comes from, there was a severe outbreak of cutaneous leishmaniasis. Once the symptoms develop in the patients, the condition is fatal unless treated.
The disease caused massive deaths in 1990s in southern Sudan, and it claims 100,000 people out of 300,000 people from southern Sudan. Everyone think about there may be a role for genetics, and when the Leishmaniasis Research Group started work in 1990 in Eastern Sudan, they saw that there is many ethnic groups and many different tribes which moved from different places from Sudan. They found that some of these tribes, they have the visceral leishmaniasis form in a very severe type, and some people, they do not get it at all. So I start to think about there may be a role for the host genetics in controlling the disease and making some people resistant and some people susceptible.
You clearly see this type of differences between population and susceptibility. And she did her PhD on this topic. It's one of the very first studies in humans.
We looked for specific genes of interest. We think this gene has a role in the innate immunity and in the defense mechanism against leishmaniasis.
Hiba's research discovered that there is an association between an immunoglobulin gene and leishmaniasis susceptibility, and by understanding which genes were responsible, targeted therapies could be developed towards preventing the disease.
Usually when we go to Eastern Sudan, usually we go to a very remote or very far places. This area is part of the Institute of Endemic Disease and staff hospital, where we treat our visceral leishmaniasis patients.
Those patients are from very rural areas, very remote, very harsh areas. Sometimes they can't reach the hospital. Sometimes the patients, they die, they are unnoticed without any diagnosis, without any treatment. This is why the mission of the IND is to come to the endemic area to help the people here. You can see here, this indicates that the disease is chronic. That kid suffered a lot in the village, most probably 3 months, 4 months before coming here. And as I said, this is the main challenge of the patient. They cannot move from the village to the hospital.
We are a third world country with limited resources, and obviously funds for research are not as what we wish really to be. There is usually a shortage in that.
Budget in this country is not mainly allocated for these tropical diseases. The budget goes to other things. Unless this disease goes to the cities, then nobody's going to take care about it. Yeah, this is to be very frank.
The fact that Hiba returned immediately after her PhD to Sudan actually reflects her genuine research, scientific character, because she was concerned more about doing science rather than her own personal comfort.
To stay in UK or in other developed country, I may not add anything, but my country needs me. People appreciate what you're doing, and I think it is better to go to the home country because you face people suffering every day.
It is very important to make sure that the local capacity is built through these projects.
The human asset is the most important factor in development, and people have to bear this in mind, because in Africa, in many examples, you have millions of dollars pouring in, but not giving the expected outcome, and this is because of the lack of the human factor.
Her work is going, number one, to strengthen the research in this particular disease because it is neglected. And by strengthening research, we are going to have good scientific evidences that we can depend on to improve diagnostics, to improve understanding of the disease pathogenesis, to improve the management, and to make life easy to the patient and also to the doctor, teaching doctor.
I'm really pleased to have this Pfizer Award, which will help me to conduct my research in Sudan. The most important things about this award, not the fund itself, the research itself, because we are thinking if we can find what we are looking for and prove that there is difference in expression profile in both dermal leishmaniasis patient and visceral leishmaniasis patient, this will be helpful in the future and the management of the disease.